The studio lights of the live daytime talk show were blazing brighter than usual, reflecting off glossy tables and perfectly styled cameras that circled like silent observers. It was one of those live broadcasts where every word mattered, every expression was magnified, and every disagreement had the potential to become a headline within minutes. Courtney Cox, 60 years old, sat gracefully at the guest chair. Known worldwide for her long Hollywood career and calm public presence, she maintained a composed smile as she adjusted slightly under the hot studio lights. Her posture was elegant, but there was a quiet seriousness in her eyes today. She wasn't just here to promote anything. She was here to talk about her experiences in an industry that had shaped her life for decades. Across from her sat Sunny Hostin, 56 years old, a sharp legal analyst and outspoken co-host of the show. Sunny had a reputation for being direct, analytical, and unafraid to challenge even the biggest names in entertainment. She leaned forward slightly even before the conversation deepened, signaling that she was fully engaged. The topic began harmlessly enough: Hollywood culture, fame, and the pressure of public perception. Courtney spoke first, reflecting on her early career and how difficult it was to navigate fame while trying to remain authentic. She spoke calmly, choosing her words carefully. "There's always a version of you that people think they know," she said, "but the reality behind the camera is often very different." The audience nodded. The atmosphere was attentive, almost warm at first. Sunny listened closely, arms gently crossed, her expression thoughtful but focused. When Sunny responded, the tone subtly shifted. "I understand that," she said, "but I think we also have to acknowledge that Hollywood often controls those narratives very carefully. Not everything is as accidental as it seems." Courtney's expression changed just slightly. Not anger yet, but a flicker of discomfort, like the direction of the conversation had shifted into something sharper. "I don't think it's fair to generalize like that," Courtney replied gently. "Every person's experience is different. There isn't just one version of Hollywood." A few audience members murmured softly. The energy in the room tightened. Sunny didn't back down. "I'm not generalizing," she said firmly. "I'm talking about patterns that have been observed over time. And I think it's important to talk about them honestly." Courtney inhaled slowly. Her hands moved subtly on the table, a small sign of internal tension beginning to surface. "I think sometimes people forget," she responded, "that those of us inside the industry are also trying to make changes. We're not just part of the system, we're also affected by it." The studio grew quieter. Even the background production movement seemed to slow. The conversation was no longer casual. It had turned into a pointed exchange of perspectives. Sunny leaned in a bit more. "But responsibility comes with visibility," she said. "If you have a platform, you also have to be open to criticism without treating it as personal attack." Courtney looked directly at her now. The calm smile was gone. "I don't take it personally," she said, her voice steady but firmer. "But there is a difference between criticism and assumption." The audience shifted. This was no longer just a discussion. It had become a clash of viewpoints unfolding in real time. Behind the scenes, producers began signaling subtly, trying to keep the segment controlled, but neither woman was stepping back. Sunny raised another question. "So where do we draw the line then? If we stop questioning, nothing changes." Courtney leaned forward slightly, her tone sharpening but still controlled. "The line is drawn when we stop assuming intentions and start listening to real, lived experiences," she said. For a moment, the studio went completely still. The tension was thick enough that even the host of the show paused before stepping in. A commercial break was signaled, but the energy remained electric. During the break, cameras captured partial moments backstage. Courtney took a breath, sitting back slightly, collecting herself. Sunny spoke briefly with producers, still composed, still firm in her stance. The audience buzzed with quiet reactions. Some saw it as a powerful, necessary debate. Others felt it had crossed into unnecessary confrontation. When the show returned live, the host attempted to ease the atmosphere with a professional smile. "We're back after a very passionate discussion," the host said lightly. "These are important conversations to have." Courtney returned to her posture, composed again but still serious. Sunny also resumed her position, calm but unchanged in conviction. The tone softened slightly, but the tension didn't fully disappear. It lingered beneath every sentence, like an invisible current. As the segment neared its end, Courtney spoke one final time. "I think even when we disagree," she said, "it's valuable to have these conversations. They force us to think beyond our own perspectives." Sunny nodded. "I agree with that," she replied. The audience responded with polite applause, the kind that acknowledges both agreement and tension at the same time. As the cameras slowly pulled back and the studio lights dimmed slightly, it was clear that what had just happened wasn't just a simple TV debate. It was a moment where two strong voices collided live on air, each standing firm, neither fully yielding, both leaving the audience with something to think about long after the broadcast ended.